Hey everyone! Okay, so it's been quite an interesting week in terms of Sonic news and things going on in the video game industry, hasn't it? I figured I would just do this video as a bit of a follow-up to a video that I published about 3 days ago. So if you haven't seen that, I encourage you to watch that video before you watch this one. That video in question is the one about whether Carlton Publishing actually took a bunch of articles from various fan sites and stole somebody else's fan art in order to basically put together this unofficial book based on Sonic. So check out that video. It's got all the evidence, all the things that I found in there, so you can judge for yourself. But anyway, around the time I was actually uploading that video, a couple of other Sonic websites like the Sonic Stadium and TSSZ. Does anybody know what TSSZ stands for? Anyway, yeah, they picked up the story as well, and they looked into it. And whilst they didn't quite say, yeah, it's definitely plagiarism, you know that's what they were thinking subtext when you read those articles. Anyway, one other thing. Oh yeah, I should probably mention as well. In that video, whilst I showed some examples which were blatant plagiarism, there was one or two other things that I didn't mention. One of them being the screenshots that they use in the actual articles. It's specifically noticeable if the Sonic 2 pages. The screenshots that they use were also stolen from various websites as well. You can tell this because if you look at Google image search and put in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and turn the image size to quite high, because obviously you want a high resolution picture, because when it's shrunk down, it still maintains the quality. So if you Google that, you will find that the first few images from Google are the ones that they picked for their thing. So yeah, it wasn't very good. So anyway, that was 3 days ago, and the story's been picked up quite a lot. The response on that video has been quite amazing. There's been quite a lot of people that have actually watched that video now and commented on it, and they all agree that it definitely looked like they had plagiarized a bunch of people's work, and they definitely took the person's fan art. So it's been 3 days, and so far, radio silence from Carlton until earlier today. A couple of hours ago, they actually responded to me on Twitter, since I was the guy that actually put together all this information, and was like, yeah, I think something dodgy's going on here. Why don't you have a look at this? Why have you taken all this stuff, which clearly you didn't write or create, other people did? So Carlton actually posted a tweet reply to me, and I'm going to read you it now. So the tweet is as follows. Hi, me. Thanks for bringing this to our attention. We are now handling matters with the third party who created this book. You can see their full response here. Okay. So we go to the actual page where the book is listed, and it's still up for pre-order. It's still using the fan art render as the cover, which we're not doing so well so far, Carlton, I've got to say. But when you actually read down the page now, you can see that they've added this extra bit of text in bold font. So you know it's serious because it's in bold. And it reads, Carlton works with a variety of third-party writers and contributors. We will be looking very closely into any issues regarding their submitted work. Images that were initially uploaded online mistakenly were work in progress and not fully representative of the final product. These images have now been removed. Okay, how do you mistakenly upload the wrong images? How? Yeah, all right. So let's put aside that blatant excuse, and when you actually look at the images that they have up now, I've got to say it's, on the one hand, wow, they really have tried to turn this around, but on the other, they have not. For starters, they're still using the fan art render for the front cover, which is not good, and they've also uploaded a second version of this front cover using the fan art, and they now have what I'm guessing is going to be an alternative cover. So there's now three covers to this book. One of them is, well, two of them are using the same fan art image from before, and this one, I'm pretty sure that is an official Sega image, so yeah. Although I've got to say, it does look awful. It really, really does look awful. But when you actually look inside the pages they've uploaded now, they have made some changes. For starters, in the History of Sonic the Hedgehog section, whilst the layout and the font is still absolutely awful, the images that they've used no longer have the Shutterstock watermark all over them. They have actually removed that now, which suggests that they have, in fact, paid for those images or the rights to use them. And they've also put in some alternative images as well. But yeah, so if we move on to some of the other pages, they have changed a lot of the they've uploaded some more, let's just call it final images. One or two of them are still using images which were clearly taken from other people's websites and other people's work. You can clearly tell that, especially in some of the screenshots. Now, they probably can get away with this because you can turn around and say, "Oh, well, we just took the screenshot at the exact same point." Yeah, but the big interesting thing is the actual descriptions. Now, I haven't checked out all of them, but from what I have checked out and what I can see, and it's quite. I've mainly checked the Sonic and Sega All Stars racing pages. If you take a look at those, the actual descriptions are clearly not from the Sonic fandom wiki. Sort of. Basically, if you go to the Sonic fandom wiki's page for Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing, and you have a look at it and compare it to the preview pages they've got up now, and they say that these are the final ones or nearly final, we're not 100% sure, they clearly have read that and clearly have taken points from it because there's like the odd one or two words which are identical and the structure of the articles are kind of similar as well. But it has changed enough to get away with it, in my opinion, to be considered original work. So, yeah. But the thing is, as well, we know it's not technically official original work because they had originally just copy and pasted the Sonic fandom wiki, and they've blatantly just rewritten all that. So, yeah, it's there is that. There is that. So, yay for Carlton for actually going out their way and saying, "Oh yeah, we have made a mistake here." Because the thing about companies is, whenever they seem to make a mistake and they get called out on it, if the person that's doing the calling out is clearly and blatantly wrong, or lying, or making stuff up, they usually don't say anything. Like, they don't respond. But if a company does respond, that usually indicates that, oh, we've been rumbled, or what that person is saying is true, or it certainly looks like it's true and wants some investigation, which is clearly what Carlton is doing. And the fact they've also gone onto their website today and they have removed and updated a lot of the images does indicate that they were like, oh, damn, yeah, this clearly is plagiarism and we can't keep these up here. But saying that, there are still a couple of things which I have a bit of an issue with. And the first one is they're still using someone's fan art to try and sell this book. And they're still doing it on their website. In fact, they've gone even more egregious and they've actually put up a second page with that fan art on, which is just, why would you do that? You've just admitted that you've just put it on your website as well that something's not right here when you're going to look into it. Why would you then upload a second image with that? That's just crazy to me. But the other thing that I've kind of got issue with as well is this cover with this person's fan art on has now gone out to all these other retailers and is being used to try and sell this book. So this fan has created something. They've taken that person's artwork and they've sent it to all of these fan sites, all these retailers, and they're effectively using their fan art to try and sell the book. And then when people get the book, it's not going to look like that, I hope. And My question is this fan going to get any sort of compensation at all for this? So yeah, they still have some way to go if you ask me to try it to make this 100% right, but at least they have acknowledged and responded that something is wrong here, and they have clearly taken steps to try and address this. So anyway, guys, that's kind of basically the update and a little discussion that I wanted to talk about and give you regarding this, because that, like I said, the original video, and if you haven't watched it yet, why have you watched this one? No, you should really watch that first one, because I do post a lot of the examples in there of where the plagiarism was and what was going on, and it is quite extraordinary. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to give a quick shout out as well. Thank you to my patrons, because without your incredible support, I wouldn't be able to keep doing the work I do. So, yay! Love you guys. And that's all I've got to say. So, thank you very much for listening to this news and discussion update. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and click that bell button, as they say. I will be uploading a few more videos this weekend, I think, if I get my act together and actually get stuff uploaded. So thank you guys, and thank you all for the incredible support lately. I really, really do appreciate it. Okay, guys, thanks very much, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.